Hello, my name is Bruce. I'm going to guide you through the process of setting up Google Analytics on your Weblaunch account. Now, this is quite a straightforward process, but as with most things on the internet, if you don't get the steps in the right order, it probably won't work. So hopefully I'll be able to save you a bit of heartache by showing you how to do this. Right, first of all, I'm on the Google search page. I'm just going to type in Google Analytics. There it is. And click on the link to the Google Analytics official website. Now, if you have a Google login, you can just click straight on this Access Analytics button. I'm going to assume that you don't, so I'm going to click on the Sign Up Now button. And bizarrely, you then have to click again on Create an Account Now. So if I click on that, I can put in current email address. Now this is an address that I've set up specifically for this exercise, and it doesn't have let me put in a different password. I'm saying too short. Right, put in nice long one. Now, it's saying password strength is strong there, and that's basically because in here I've used a good mix of upper and lowercase characters. I've used digits, numbers, I've used punctuation marks as well. And that means it's going to be very difficult for someone to break that code. Now, down here we have word verification, which you have to put in just to prove that you are actually a human being and not an automated process trying to hack in. I think that's what that says. We've got the Google Terms of Service here, which I'll leave you to digest at your leisure. And the bit we're really interested in is down here. I accept, create my account. So provided I did all of that right, here we go. Now, the next thing that's going to happen, and it explains this here, is that it's going to send an email to this address. Now I'm just going to go and pop off to another part of the screen that you can't see, and just pick up that email. And while I do that, I'm just going to pause the recording because it hasn't arrived yet. Okay, here's the email. Only took a minute to turn up, and this is the bit that we're interested in. There's a link here which I need to click on, and by doing so I tell Google that that actually is my email address. Okay, so that's that bit done, so I can get rid of that screen. I'll go back to where I was. So if I now click on Google Home, sorry, I want to go into Google account settings in there. Now, because I originally accessed this via Google Analytics, remember I typed in Google Analytics into Google and clicked on that link, Google is clever enough to know that that's what I'm interested in, and thankfully it's already put in Google Analytics into here. Now, for any reason such as you already had a login, Google Analytics doesn't appear here, just go back to Google, or go up here, type in Google Analytics, click on the link again, and click on the button that it showed you there. So I'm going to go into Analytics. It's now asking me to sign up for Google Analytics. So I'm going to click on that. Website's URL. First thing I want to know is which website are you wanting to retrieve analytics for. So I'm going to do this for the Weblaunch website. I'm going to accept the default there for the account name. Now, do make sure at this point that you select the correct country and time zone, because I believe after you leave the screen it's pretty much impossible to change that. So I'm going to press continue. It's asking me who I am, so I'm just going to put my name in there. I'm also going to tell them that I'm in the UK. Press continue. Right, here we go again. More reams of Google terms of service. Now obviously I know these off by heart, and I know that I agree to them. I expect you to read them from beginning to end, honestly. Create new account. Right, so we're now presented with this page. Now, you don't actually have to do anything on this page because of the way that we've done Weblaunch. You don't need to worry about anything on this page, so you can just go ahead and click Save and Finish. And that's going to bring you out to this page here. Now, this code here is the bit that we're interested in. It starts with UA dash, there'll be a big long number in the middle, and ends with -1. And what I need you to do is just to select that, copy it. I'm pressing Apple C. If you're on a PC, that'll be Control C. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my control panel in Weblaunch, where I've already logged on. Down the left hand side here, you'll probably won't have as many links here as I do. This is because we've got lots of things turned on the Weblaunch website, but you will have a Google link here. If you click on that, we want the Google Analytics link, which is the second one there. So if I click on that, it takes me into the page. Now obviously we've already got Google Analytics on the Weblaunch website, but yours will be empty. So you then paste your code in there like that and press the save button, which I'm not going to do because I quite like my Google Analytics working the way they do. But that's it. That's essentially it. You don't need to do anything else other than that. While I have your attention, if I just go back here, this icon here displays this tracking unknown message. That's because we've literally just set it up. I would expect after about 24 hours you'd have a nice green tick there, and you would in fact have some data here. If you don't have that after 24 hours, get in touch and we'll see if we can sort that out for you. Now while we're here, just click on View Report. Now in here again, there's nothing in here because we've literally just signed up, but if I just give you a very brief overview of the sort of information that you get in here. This is the dashboard. This is sort of the highlights of everything. So here you'd have a chart that would plot the number of people you have visiting your website. You'd have figures here. It will show your bounce rate. Your bounce rate is when someone comes to your website, looks at one page and then leaves, so you want that as low as possible. Average time on site, that's an interesting one. People like to see that nice and high. Personally, I think people should be on your website as little as possible. You want them onto your website and then you want them talking to you as soon as possible. Number of new visits. You've got a map overlay here showing you where people actually come from. You'll have traffic sources here, so you might find some people are coming from Google, you might find that some people are coming from a website that has a link to your website on it. And content overview will show you which pages are most popular. And if you delve into these areas here, you'll find all of this information represented in much more detail. Now, I can't go into this now because, frankly, we'd be here all day. But hopefully that has given you a good clue as how to set up your Google Analytics on your Weblaunch website, so that you can now start improving the figures that you're getting to your website and hopefully making a bit more money. Right, I wish you all the success with that, and see you next time.